The Ray William Johnson situation is actually nuts because he's recently been accused of having a secret child, right, out of his current marriage with a different person entirely, who has now apparently come forward on social media to quote-unquote expose this man for being a deadbeat father who's just abandoned her with nothing. And now she's seeking revenge in the form of clout. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what the internet has come to. So let's talk about it, right? Recently, this woman over on TikTok, Vanessa Vibes, has uploaded a series of TikTok videos. But a little bit of backstory about Vanessa Vibes. She started out as a TikToker who instantly kind of, you can tell, saw some kind of fame. She tried rage bait content. It didn't work. She tried revealing content. It didn't work. And then she started a formula of TikTok videos that is very similar to that of what we've seen with another TikToker by the name...
Killed by her childhood best friend for only $10,000. So
now, straight off the bat, you can see that is very much mimicking the style of that of Ray William Johnson. Now, this was prior to any of the allegations were made. Nothing really blew up for this girl. It was, it's a tough slog out there. It's very oversaturated being on the internet these days. It's a tough thing to break through on. Even on TikTok, it's difficult. But she then started posting some very interesting videos about a man that we know, Ray William Johnson, right? So let's have a little look. So there's a video that she posted that's got 10.7 million views.
So this guy, he's my dad, and he abandoned me. This is Ray William Johnson, and he's from Oklahoma. He's super famous on YouTube. Now Ray, my dad, used to study in Columbia University. My mum went there too. She grew up in England, but moved to New York to study. And Ray thought my mum was fine, so they started dating. They hung out all the time. Here's a photo of them at a bar having fun. They both had big dreams. Ray wanted to be a YouTuber, and my mum wanted to work in film. They were both working really hard towards those dreams, until my mum realized she hadn't had a period in 3 weeks. She was scared to take a pregnancy test, but eventually she did. And yep, she was pregnant with me. Surprise. She called Ray and said, "Hey, can we meet up? I want to talk." Ray said, "Sure." They met in a park. They saw a sweet family playing together. Mom said, "Oh, that's so cute. Do you ever want to be a dad?" Ray said, "Oh, hell no." He said his childhood was tough and he didn't want to have kids. He just wanted to focus on his career. So my mom said, "Well, I'm pregnant and I don't believe in abortion." And Ray was like, "What the f***? You better get an abortion or I'm breaking up with you." And my mom's like, "Well, my body, my choice." So Ray said, "Well, I'm dumping your stinky ass." And that left my mom heartbroken. Now she had to go through the pregnancy alone and she got really depressed. She left university, moved back to England and raised me all by herself. We struggled a lot financially. Her parents disowned her for getting pregnant before marriage and dropping out of university. We lived in a hostel for a long time. My mum would get hungry just so I could eat. We were always cold because it rains a lot in England. And we had no heating, just a single bed and 4 walls. Meanwhile, Ray was becoming one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet. He started his show Equals 3 and got millions of subscribers. He was making bank. But my mum, she needed help. So one day, she emailed him. She sent him baby pictures of me and said, "This is your daughter, you should meet her, she's amazing." But he didn't respond. She tried to call him but couldn't find his number. It had been 3.5 years since she'd last seen or spoken to him. So she kept emailing, sent more pictures of me, told him how I looked just like him. She even sent him photos of our living situation, explained how we were struggling, how she couldn't work because she had no one to look after me. 10 emails later, still no response. At this point, my mum was furious. She was determined to reach Ray. She contacted a bunch of their old university friends, but they were all like, "Sorry, we can't help you." Eventually, she got a hold of Ray's mum, my grandma. Turns out, she had no idea I existed, and she was She gave my mum Ray's number. My mum called and Ray picks up. She asked, "Have you not seen my emails?" Ray said, "Yeah, I did. Didn't you get the message? I'm not interested. Go get a job." And then he hung up. Changed his number. Then my grandma believed him. He told her he never knew who my mum was and that they never dated. So now she thought my mum made it all up. she cut her off too. All of this broke my mum. She was never the same again. We lived on £40 a week from the government until I was old enough to stay home and look after myself. So my mum could finally work. She became a bodyguard because she's an independent badass. She's worked with Jackie Chan, Boris Johnson, and Rachel Weisz. Now she doesn't need Ray's money. She finally lives comfortably. So to the people saying I'm copying Ray William Johnson, I'm not copying him. I'm trying to follow in his footsteps so I can give my mum the life she deserves. So Ray, if you're watching this, hi, I'm Vanessa, the daughter you didn't want. So
very serious allegations, very serious, especially with regards to the pregnancy, to the unwanted pregnancy, where he apparently almost forced her mother into, not having the pregnancy. It's quite serious. It's quite serious. But that's not the only video that she makes. This video blows up. So, of course, she then jumps on the bandwagon and is like, well, actually, this is probably a good time. Strike while the iron's hot. Let's keep it rolling. This is what she had to say next.
So this guy is one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet. This is Ray William Johnson. And he's from Oklahoma because apparently greatness comes from anywhere. But Ray's childhood, yeah, it wasn't easy. His dad was abusive and struggled with substance problems and abandoned Ray and his mum when Ray was just 1 year old. So basically, he dipped out of Ray's life before he could even form a memory with him. Growing up, Ray didn't get along with his mum. So at 13, he decides to move out and go live with his dad. And for a second, life was looking great. His dad would even give him a beer now and then because, top tier parenting. But after just 3 months, Ray realizes his dad's a bit of a douche. The guy was abusive to his girlfriend and even to Ray's half sister. One time, he picked up a big mason jar full of money and threw it at his girlfriend's head. Real classy. So Ray packed his bag, swallowed his pride and went back to his mum. And she was standing there like, I told you so. Mum's always right. From that point on, Ray appreciates his mum a lot more. Fast forward 3 years, Ray still hasn't spoken to his dad. Then one day, his bank account gets swiped clean. Turns out, dear old dad decided to help himself to raise college tuition fund. It was only $2,500, but to a 16-year-old, that's a fortune. 16 more years pass, no contact, no calls, nothing. Then one day, Ray's mum calls. Your dad's dying of cancer. Ray's like, damn. Then she drops, he wants to see you. Ray thinks about it for a second and then goes, nah, he doesn't deserve it. And that was it. His dad passes away and Ray never saw him again. So from the get-go, Ray was a badass. And he becomes one of the greatest YouTubers. Before there was Mr. Beast, before there was iShowSpeed, before there was P. Diddy. At one point, Ray was one of the most subscribed YouTubers on the planet. His show Equals 3 was legendary. He'd react to viral videos, crack some insane jokes, and even got Robin Williams in a video. And he got millions of views. Until things went south. Ray partnered with Maker Studios, a YouTube network that promised creators the world. Financial backing, production support, the whole package. And for a while, it went great. Until Maker became a little bit too greedy. And they tried to take full ownership of Ray's entire brand, his channel, his show, everything. And Ray was like, that. Maker played dirty. They withheld all of his YouTube ad revenue.
Right, that's enough of that, right? Because it's basically just the entire story. She tries to tell it in this format of Ray William Johnson, tries to hammer home the point that this is the content that she's making. Now, this video, as you can imagine, absolutely erupted. Literally, boom. All over the place. You couldn't turn across the internet without seeing Ray William Johnson's secret daughter exposed, exposes Ray for a douchebag, scumbag, all the rest of it. Turns out, it might not have been as true as we initially thought. Isn't that a surprise? Because Ray finally caught onto it and decided that he needed to respond to this because obviously the internet was going crazy for it. His reputation was being damaged quite severely. There's some serious claims. And, if she's not his daughter, he has quite one hell of a defamation case on his hands because all he has to do is prove damages and litigation and, actual malice. He's got himself a case. He can tick all 3 of those boxes just in that single video that she made. She's made it quite easy for him. So he responded with this video entitled, I Have a Stalker.
Think I might have a stalker. Listen to this. So this woman, let's call her Joe Goldberg. And Goldberg really wants to be an influencer and build an audience for herself. But she's really not that good at anything. So she starts out doing grifting rage bait videos.
Women shouldn't be leaders. Whose idea was it to give women rights? Whatever women can do, men can do better. Because men are superior.
But unfortunately, the rage bait grifting doesn't really work, and she gets no views. So she switches it up and she starts telling fake stories about herself. Basically just telling weird lies.
I lost my virginity to a homeless man.
Oh yeah, this is another thing. So her age is consistently changing within her stories. I completely forgot about this part. So her age is always different. She says that she's like 24. She says that she's 35. She says that she's 17. Like, her story never matches up, ever. Right? So she's tried everything to try and become famous, but she's gone famous for the wrong reasons. Now she's infamous, and she's just... the internet's going to forget her soon enough.
I just found out I've been dating my biological brother for 6 years.
And when that doesn't work, sometimes she'll like get on camera and just cry.
I had the most traumatic experience of my life today. He pulls up in a Toyota Prius. He said he had a Mercedes.
And about 9 months ago, she starts making videos just like mine, telling crime stories in my style.
So this guy was...
In fact, she's such a big fan that she makes a video that's basically a biography of my life, a whole video.
This is Ray William Johnson.
It's Ray William Johnson if you bought him off Wish.
Here's the thing though, she doesn't just want views from this video. She's hoping this video will get my attention and that I will personally reach out and acknowledge her.
Then he didn't reply to it, and I was just like, okay. So I just kind of went on with my life, and I was just kind of waiting for him to reply, and just kind of acknowledge me and just message me privately.
Now, here's the thing about that biography though. It kind of blows up, and it gets her significantly more views than any of her other videos. And so she decides, okay, I'm gonna make another biography type video about me. But in this one, she's gonna use all her previous skills, grifting, the rage baiting, and the telling weird lies about herself. And so in this video, Goldberg makes this outlandish claim that I got some woman pregnant.
So this guy, he's my dad, and he abandoned me.
And that I have a secret baby that I've been lying about. And keep in mind, I'm married. So imagine how my wife feels when she hears this. And so this woman claims that I had a secret baby back in 2002, that I got her mom pregnant and then abandoned her and the baby and refused to pay child support. And her proof of this is that she shows this photo of me and her mom in 2002 when I was in college.
I mean, look at... Let's just take a
And
second.
this photo of me.
Let's just acknowledge that Ray back in 2002, ladies and gentlemen. He looks older than he does now.
And her mom in 2002 when I was in college. Now, here's 5 reasons why that's immediately bullshit. 1, I didn't go to college in 2002. My senior year was 2010. I used to vlog about it very publicly. It says it on my frickin' Wikipedia page. He began posting videos on YouTube during college. YouTube wasn't around in 2002. 2, this image that's, again, supposedly from 2002, you're telling me that I've looked the exact same as I do now for the past 23 years? Really? 3, since I was in college around 2010 and I got someone pregnant that year, allegedly, that would mean that that baby now in 2025, that baby is 15 years old. This woman is not 15 years old. This woman is at least 35. 4, I can't have kids. I don't want kids. No offense to anyone. I went and got a vasectomy. I've been had a vasectomy. This is, again, stuff I've documented. This is very public knowledge. 5, this alleged picture of me and her mom from 2002, it's so obviously photoshopped that it's comical. Look at the size of my head compared to this woman. Also, look at this weird right angle in the hairline. What is that? And look at this iPhone in her hand. Now remember, this picture is supposed to be from 2002.
And it just disappears off the table as well. Like, the table completely crops it out.
What year did the iPhone come out? Did her mom time travel to get one of these? Not to mention the AI she used is causing the phone to bleed into the table. So you got like half an iPhone here. And the most damning part of this photo is that the underlying picture is not even hers. It's my photo of me and my wife. This photo. She stole it from my Instagram. Here's the original post from 2018. And look, if you zoom in, this is the exact photo she used. Here's mine. Here's hers. Wow. Here's mine. Here's hers. She just cropped my wife out and photoshopped in some other woman. And at the bottom of my pic, that's my cat. This cat, Mr. Kitty. Here he is. So how is Mr. Kitty, my present day cat, in the bottom of her photo in 2002? It's not, because it's not her photo. This individual is a habitual liar, and she's going to great lengths to try and prove that this lie is true, including photoshopping pictures of mine. And if you don't believe me, go to my Instagram right now and scroll into 2018 and you'll see this very anniversary post. And so anyway, she makes this video telling this nonsense story about me having a secret baby, and she posts it, and of course, my luck, it goes viral on TikTok, 6 million views. Then it goes viral on Facebook, 4 million views. And the worst part is, the absolute worst part is that people actually believe her. They believe this obviously Photoshop picture where I got an oversized Stewie Griffin head. Like, they looked at this half an iPhone and they were like, oh yeah, this looks legit. And so they're writing me terrible, hateful things. My own fans are writing me, you suck, take care of your daughter, loser. What the f*** is wrong with you? Oi, you're a Ray. Go to your daughter, you little You're a piece of shit for leaving your daughter. This person even tells me to unalive myself because she thinks I abandoned my own kid. No, I got like thousands of DMs like this. And I got people arguing with their whole chest like, no, this could be, her story could be true, Ray could be her dad. She's the right age. Motherfucker, how? How? She can't even get her own age straight in her videos.
I'm not avoiding saying my age. I'm 22 years old. I've said I'm 22 so many times. I'm 27 and my boyfriend is 30.
Oh, and it gets worse. So after all this, like, she doesn't get on camera and go, aha, it was just a joke, I'll just get it out. No. She doubles and triples down on her lie. She's like replying to people in the comments, expanding on her story. She's going live and talking about it in greater detail.
It was a suit for child support because mom didn't have money for lawyers. And like she tried to get like free lawyers.
And in her live streams, the ease at which she lies about this stuff is unsettling.
As a kid, I used to scribble on Ray's face because I used to hate him so much. I was like, he left me, so I used to scribble his face.
So now we're beyond the point where it's getting creepy. Yesterday, I had someone send me a live stream of her saying that she's trying to make money from this off her social media.
I'm a small creator and I do need money. I'll be real. So it's like,
there's the only truth within this great lie. The only truth within this great lie is that she is doing this for clout and for money. That is the only truth in this entire situation. Everything else, complete bullshit. But this is the truth. She's doing this for clout. She's doing this for fame. It's worked, but not in the way that she probably hoped. It's more infamous than this, right? She's like doing this because, well, now she's going to be known for about a week and then the internet will move on. Ray's cleared it up. The internet knows wiser. And yeah.
If he didn't give me anything growing up, he might as well give me a bit of clout. That's the least he could do because growing up he didn't give me anything. I need money, guys. I'll be real.
But whatever the psychopathic reason, let me address Goldberg herself real quick. Madam, you did it. And now I'm gonna give you the attention your real dad clearly never gave you. This, like, stalkery shit that you're doing, it's not okay. Like, photoshopping over pictures of my wife to perpetuate your weird lie? For what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got your first million views. You got the views you wanted. You got a bunch of followers from it. And this strategy, it'll work for about a week. But what are you gonna do next week when this stops working? You gonna say that you're Mr. Beast's long-lost cousin? You gonna say that you're Penguin Z's fucking mailman? There's no longevity in this for you. There's no version of this where you can make a full-time career out of claiming to be related to me or any other big influencer. And there's definitely no career in you trying to ruin my marriage by saying that I've got a secret kid. And I hope you know from this point on, every time you make a video, people are gonna say, hey, isn't that the crazy woman who became so obsessed with Ray that she made up an elaborate lie about being related to him? Not to mention, people could sue you for that. Could I sue? Absolutely. This would be the easiest defamation case I would ever win.
So there's the warning shot from Ray. There's the warning shot. He's basically like, I can sue you for this, and I will win. Just be like, pew, shot of the foot. Just know that's a possibility.
Anyway, damn guys, what people on the internet are so bizarre. Like, what happened to that Spanish guy that used to steal from me? Where's Mike Vajardo when you need? I want Mike Vajardo back.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. But it doesn't end there. You'd think that that would be enough, right? Her cup would be full. She finally got the response and the recognition that she so desperately craved. No, 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 ladies and gentlemen. No, 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 no. She decided that she's going to respond to this. And there are forms of apology where this is a typical influencer for apology. I'm just going to put it out there. It is dog shit. It is the worst, probably the worst influencer apology I may have ever seen in my entire life. That's how bad this is. 3 minutes of her just basically like self-pitying. Let's take a little look.
Guys, I lied. Obviously, Ray William Johnson is not my dad. The Ray William Johnson is my dad video was my last shot at making something happen on social media. I got impatient with my channel and I always knew that controversy, it always blows up on social media.
So she basically says straight off the bat, I got impatient and it was my last shot. So her last shot was just to try and cling on to anyone and drag them down, even if it means at the cost of their marriage, just so that they can get a few million views. Scumbag. Absolute scumbag.
Social media, because people love the drama. And I thought maybe this would be my moment. I knew the video was fake, and I thought it was obvious. I didn't think through the consequences. I definitely didn't expect Ray to get that much hate.
Someone's got a cease and desist. Someone's got a defamation contingency letter in the post. You can just tell. You can tell that this is exactly what's happened. Ray is I can only speculate. I can't say that it's definitely happened. Ray has most likely sent out a cease and desist of some capacity. Most likely sent out a warning shot, legally, being like, if you don't retract everything that you've said, tell people that it was a complete lie, you will be sued for defamation. And she's probably like, oh, fuck, better sort that out. I mean, again, at the cost of someone's marriage and career, potentially, someone else received death threats so that this woman could try and big herself up on social media.
That was never my intention. I thought people would laugh, but instead people took it way too far.
And there's the typical influencer apology, ladies and gentlemen. Zero accountability, 100% blaming the audience. You took it too far. It's your fault that Ray got death threats, instead of being like, I have insinuated this because of my lie, right? They've been like, you're the problem. You did this. Even though she was in her comment section, expanding on the lie, expanding on the law of the lie, really fueling the fire to the point where she's now completely shot herself in the foot and it's everyone else's fault.
Ray and I have been told to unalive ourselves. The day I finally had the courage to leave my house, and someone shouted at me, I hope you get raped and killed so Ray makes another video about you. People have messaged members of my family and have frightened them. This has nothing to do with them.
That isn't fair. I've got to say, that's not fair.
All on me. That's the level of hate this has all spiraled into. I've always been getting hate my whole life. In school, on social media, way before I made the Ray William Johnson.
And here comes the sob story, right? It's horrible that someone receives hate and gets that from school and social media. It sucks. But the sob story then ensues, right? I have no sympathy for someone who almost ruined someone else's relationship, marriage, and career, all for the sake of their own personal gain and benefit. I don't have sympathy for her.
Johnson is my dad video. People were comparing me to him, telling me to give up on my dreams. But I won't. I'm not giving up. You might remember me as the girl that's obsessed with Ray, but people don't remember Kim Kardashian as the girl that released the sex tape. Or
Yeah, they do.
Logan Paul just for the Forest video.
Yes, they actually do. These things, everyone knows Kim Kardashian got big because of that tape. Everybody knows that Logan Paul, for that, if you think of Logan Paul, or say that the name Logan Paul to someone who has no idea about social media, really, just kind of dips in and out, they'd be like, oh, the guy that went to Japan in that forest? We all know. Her point is null and void.
We grow, we move on, and we build more. And I want to clarify something. My first videos were satire. That's why I changed my age so many times. The stories weren't real. and the tone was exaggerated. From the beginning, I said my videos were satire. But I get it, not everyone saw it that way, and that's on me to explain things better. I never planned to make all my content about Ray. I want to continue making crime videos, because what I've learned about covering these stories is that there's so much pain and injustice in the world, and it's made me want to do more than just entertain.
And here's the next part of the classic influencer apology. I have learned from social media, from my short time, that there's so much more to what I can bring than just my own personal financial gain. I can deliver justice to an injustice world. No, you fucking can't. You can't. Like, you're doing this because you've got a taste of the good stuff. You've tasted the beautiful monetary income that you can gain, and you want fucking more. You made bank off of that 10 million plus viewed video across all forms of social media. You made fucking bank. And now you're like, ooh, I like that. That's tasty. Let me get some more. And now you're just jumping on that bandwagon.
It's made me want to make a difference in the world. Bullshit. If you want to join me in that journey, I'd love to have you. If not, that's okay too. Either way, I'm moving forward, and I'm genuinely excited for what's to come next in my life. So I'm going to reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Vanessa Tabares. I'm 22 years old, not 35. I was born in England. I did live in a hostel with my mum, and she was a very young single parent.
Okay, so here is the issue with this story. You can't trust a single word that this woman says anymore. She said that much, cock and bull, that how can you possibly know if she's telling the truth? Simple answer is, you can't.
She is a bodyguard. I was a very shy kid growing up, and was always told and made to feel like I wasn't good at anything. It's when I became a teenager that I started to act, sing, and do a lot of sports. And I became one of the best at everything I did. Except for maths and science, because I'm rubbish.
And not social media from the looks of it either. Like, you had to cling on to the name of someone else and then tear them down to get it somewhere.
Shut that. When I finished my GCSEs, my drama teacher hugged me and told me that the world should know my name and that my face should be on the big screens. Her words have stuck with me ever since.
Did she also tell you to go and find the biggest influencer and just cling onto their coattail for dear life, drag them down in the hopes that you can propel yourself forward? Fuck me. The internet is an unbelievable place. The fact that this is the route that people instantly, they're like, you know what? The typical things that everyone else does isn't working. So what I'll do is I'll just throw out a Hail Mary. And what I'll do is I'll just say, you're my dad. You didn't know about it, but here I am. I could easily go on the internet and say, I don't know, Bonnie Blue's my mum. The internet would somehow believe it, even though I'm older than her by a year. Because that's just how the fucking internet works. Right, there you are. I'm not playing any more of this awful apology. It's probably the worst apology I've seen, and I've seen some dog shit apologies in my time. What do you guys think? I'm not even that big of a Ray William Johnson fan. Like, I'll listen to his content in passing if it comes up on my FYP. I wouldn't go out there and actively look for the content. But I can see when someone's been wronged quite significantly when I see it, and that was it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Way down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.